The BBC Radio Cambridgeshire Make a Difference Awards are coming next month, celebrating people who are going above and beyond to make things better where we live. And this week, we're meeting all the nominees for the community groups. Kal is from the Karim Foundation. Kal, good morning. We usually talk on a Sunday, don't we? It's very strange to be talking midweek. How are you guys?
Well, good morning. Yes, we usually do. So nice to meet you, Louise. Hope you're well.
It's nice to see you during the day as well. Now, listen, tell us about the foundation. For people that do not listen to Sunday Breakfast, what are they thinking? Tell us what you guys do.
We're the Karim Foundation. We're a registered charity based in Cambridge. And we set up in September 2020, actually, during the pandemic. And we provide food and fuel support for people that need support in the city of Cambridge.
So what was the kind of inspiration? Can you remember the moment when you, and I know you're in the foundation with your sister Shahida as well, was there a moment when you thought, hang on, we've got to sort of pool resources and do something? And why did you pick on the fuel support as well?
As a family, when we had the first lockdown back in March 2020, I think the seminal moment was when we realised that the supermarket food baskets were running quite low. And this was just before the first lockdown. And then we thought, well, what happens if people are really dependent on, the Cambridge City Food Bank donations? Those baskets seem to be very low. People didn't seem to be really providing any food. And that food would be sort of the typical, tuna, pasta, tinned tomatoes, all of those kind of things that people want to have and want to use. And then we thought, okay, well, we need to do something here. But during lockdown, there's very little we can do. So one of the things we thought was we'll have a fundraiser for the Cambridge City Food Bank. And with the generous donations of members of the public, we were able to raise nearly £20,000
wow.
that the Cambridge City Food Bank had. And the idea was that if the food donations were quite low, they could purchase food that they needed for the users of the City Food Bank. So that's where sort of the catalyst was right at the beginning during the first pandemic.
So, Kal, it would have been really easy for you guys to have done something amazing in that first part of lockdown and then just kind of shut up shop and go back to your day jobs. But you've carried on, haven't you?
Yeah, I think we wanted to create a legacy as a family. I mean, we were sort of born and raised in the city. My late father came from Bangladesh back in the 50s, so our family had been here for 65 odd years. And we realised that this situation is not going to go away, that there's people that are going to need continuous support. So we eventually evolved into a registered charity where we thought there are many people in the city who are disproportionately affected. They were disproportionately affected even before the pandemic, and they needed sort of genuine support. We then partnered with the Cambridge Ethnic Community Forum and the City Council and many other stakeholders around the city to try and provide culturally diverse food that you would not normally find in a food basket in a supermarket, and you wouldn't normally find at a food bank or a food hub. And Cambridge is very diverse as a city, but often you won't find people donating food from the World Food Aisle, for example, in a supermarket, and you don't find that diversity. And we're the only charity in Cambridge that is actually providing that kind of culturally relevant food support for the diverse needs of the community in the city.
Now, Kal, I know from our previous conversations, and especially with your sister Shahida as well, and your links to the Cambridge Central Mosque, that you do this from a moral point of view, from a faith point of view. But it must be lovely to be nominated for an award.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, yes, we're it's a family charity. We try and support our community, but all the communities, and we've got, like I mentioned, connections with all of the different stakeholders, and Cambridge Central Mosque would be one of them. But it's an article of our Islamic faith as well. It's not about sympathy; it then becomes empathy. It becomes actionable empathy, which is what is an important vision and ethos of our religion. But as a family, we just felt that we needed to do something that was sustainable, something that is not duplicated by other service providers in the city. I think that was important. So we're quite well connected within the food provision in the city, but we're doing something, I think, different. And I think that difference is important because it's made other stakeholders in the city realise that Cambridge is actually quite diverse. And if we do hear from those voices that are normally unheard of, then it allows us to shape services in the city, and then we can provide better services for those people that often are not highlighted as much as what they should be.
Kal Karim, it's been lovely to chat to you this morning. Thank you, as always. Have a lovely, lovely Wednesday. Good luck. Keep in touch with us, won't you?